There it is. There it
There
is.
we go. Hey.
We got a little bit of a problem today.
Yeah, new buttons. I hate advancements. Just do things the old-fashioned way. But I got a new set of buttons here to push,
Yep.
and I hit record and it wasn't recording. So
We're we're trying to bring Stewart into the modern times of
I'm
recording.
telling you, please, can't we just go back to the good old days?
Although I say that, and my quasi studio is a disaster right now, guys.
Yeah,
Normally I got my setup, but I've been talking about redoing it for months. Well, guess what's happening as we speak? It's
yeah.
redone, and I'm in a new position. My lighting is over in the corner, my microphone cords are over here. It's a mess. So just deal with this
And
weird
then
situation.
there's times when we get ready to go and start, and all of a sudden you got a new microphone, you got new cables, you got new this, new that, and everything. And then we start, and all of a sudden you go, "What? Wait a minute! This isn't working." You
I
know,
know. I'm notorious for buying new gadgets and not testing them out prior to
like
going on air.
yeah, like speakers and headphones.
Yes. So anyway, but hey, we made it. We're back. I guess spring break's over. We
Yeah,
sure.
spring break finally over. It was. I know it was a big week for you. You did an awful lot of stuff with Luke,
Yeah.
and my grandson turned 16 years old last week.
Oh my God. He's
You
got
know,
his permit now? Is that right?
no, he's got his driver's license.
I don't know how it works.
On his 15, you can get your permit and you start
Jesus.
practicing and you take classes. And then on his 16th birthday, he went to the DMV,
Yeah.
and he was nervous, but
Yeah.
he passed his test with flying colors. And now he's got his driver's license, and his father says, "Okay, so maybe Tuesday you can drive yourself to school." Well, I don't know if I'm ready to drive yet, Dad. You know,
Well, yeah,
I think
that's fair.
yeah, a little bit of nerves. You know what was interesting? And my son researched it ahead of time. I don't know if it's a mandatory law that you have to have a license plate on the front and back of your car
Yes, it is.
in Texas, because there's an
Yes.
awful lot of vehicles that don't have brackets in the front. I don't have one for my Beetle. Uh,
I think if you have a bracket, you have to have
you
one.
have to use it. Well, Liam could not take his driver's test unless there was a license plate on the front and back of the car. And
Oh,
my
God.
son found out about it. So my son went out into the garage and he took some zip ties
Yeah.
and took it out to the front of his car and just zip tied it to the front grill and everything. But the examiner, when he first pulled up, said you have to have a license plate on the front of your car. My son says, "Nope, no problem." Takes out the zip ties.
Got it done.
Yeah, yeah,
It was so much easier back in the day when we used to do it. But,
yeah.
speaking of kids, that reminded me of something. Yeah, I did a lot with Luke on spring break. We had a great time on. I've been extreme. This was not a relaxing spring break for me. There was a couple moments where I had some really like downtime. I'm going to tell you right now, though, in all honesty, my body hurts, man. I'm hurting right now. I'm just now getting back into the workout regime because I didn't eat very good during spring break. But that being said, you know, it's
That
spring
was
break.
that your fault, or was that because of Luke? Because
I'm
he
gonna blame everybody but me. Um,
except yourself.
except myself. No, there's a lot of things to do for kids and there's a lot of things to do with families and it's kind of like I did a balance. I did a balance of spring break for Luke, spring break for me because I went out on St. Patrick's Day. And then I went to a concert Saturday night, the Saturday after St. Patrick's Day, in Frisco. And, great place, good people, got to hang out, have some adult time. And this is a family friendly place. Now, mind you, it's a brewery, so this should narrow it down on where I went, but it's a family friendly place because number one, you can't have a brewery in Frisco, Texas without having a family setting. It's just
Yeah.
not going to work.
So this was an outdoor concert venue.
Yes, yes. I mean, they have a massive indoor, but
Yeah.
the concert was outdoor.
Yeah.
And I went, and as I walked up, it's packed, mind you, packed. Also, there was an FC Dallas game going on at the same time, so you
Right. That's
got
right down
double.
the street.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
right. I could throw a football to it from where I was.
Yeah.
Um, and shocker, FC Dallas actually won, so hey, that's cool. Um, but so I'm walking up, and they have this outdoor seating area up front. It's massive. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's one of those places where when it's busy, you know it's busy, but you don't feel busy because there's so much places you can go hang out.
Yeah.
Um,
Just to paint a picture for the people that are listening and watching, this is a very it's a large outdoor venue with a raised stage and pretty good acoustics, but they got picnic tables everywhere. So, and it's just open seating. It's not reserved seating for in a concert like setting, is it?
no, you're not thinking of this is a big place, brand new in the last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. I want to make sure we're talking about the other place that's
Yeah,
been
it's
around.
a great big like
Hmm.
sometimes it's just a big open lawn area, but
Hmm.
like for this, there's picnic tables for the people
Yeah, and then they
to
have
sit at.
a little area pretty good sized area to stand and be by the show.
Yeah, yeah,
But anyway, so I walk up and this one part of the area, the front or whatever, butts right up to a main street. I'm not talking about Main Street, but another main street. And there's all artificial grass, picnic tables, food trucks. The thing is, though, there's no barrier from the street to where the tables are. So that I thought was interesting from a safety standpoint, right?
yeah.
Um, on this, it's a sea of children running around, playing football, tackling, laying, laughing, doing what kids do.
Yeah.
Okay. There's tables everywhere. I don't know what just happened. There's tables everywhere. And on those tables are the parents and adults. And I'm watching and I'm going, I almost got hit twice by kids just not paying attention. And I'm like, I'm not even there to the main part yet. And these kids have taken over. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? There's a kid standing on top of a picnic table. Nobody's saying anything to him.
Right, right.
I don't even know where his parents are. And then I get up the steps closer to the brewery. I'm texting my people like, hey, where you at? And then I'm like, screw it. I think I'm here first, which is unusual. I'm gonna grab a beer and I'm just gonna mingle, with whomever I run into because I'm gonna run into somebody. As I go to pay for my beer, a kid runs underneath me, hits my elbow. Luckily, like I had the beer on tight that he was chasing. Mind you, it's like a tennis ball. Goes rolling in the street. He runs into the street. Not one adult, not one anybody, nothing says anything. A car slams on the brakes.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's no designated like playground area here
No.
for the kids to go to. So they're at the mercy of just running in and around and under and
Yeah.
over all these tables, no matter
And
who's.
no structure for from the adults. There's no guy, it's the inmates are running the asylum. It was pure chaos.
And of course,
Now,
there's no signs anywhere that say, you know, uh, you know, the adults you're responsible for your children.
okay, so there is, but
Ah,
here's the thing. Why do we need that?
yeah, it's
Um,
this big at the front door.
we were sitting there at the concert. Now we had like, I don't want to say we had VIP, but we had VIP. So
Of course,
we go to the area, and I will say this, in that area, there's no kids. Like it was like a breath of fresh air because I was stressing out. I feel like I'm babysitting,
yeah,
you know? And I watched kids just running, and all these thoughts went in my head. You know how easy it would be for a kid to get killed because I almost saw it. You know how easy it would be for a kid to get kidnapped here? Just grab them and leave? No problem. Accidents, there's alcohol involved, stranger danger.
Right.
These parents don't care. And all they cared about was enjoying their time and putting the responsibility on the business owners. And I'm seeing that everywhere.
Yeah. You're
It's
right.
rampant in Frisco, not just Frisco. I'm not just picking on that city, but what gives parents, and I'm a parent, and so are you, what gives parents the right to go, I'm going to go out and have a beer at this place and we can bring our kids, and you know what? They can just run.
Yeah. You just say to the kid, go ahead. We're sitting right here. And you're right, because stop and think what the alternative is. If one of these kids is running around up and down on top of these tables and he falls off and hits his head on the ground, you know darn well that the parents are going to say, "Wait a minute, I'm going to sue this place. It's not my fault. It's your fault for not having softer grass or
It's
whatever for my kid to fall in." Come
right. And like
on, people.
these, there's no playground stuff there. So like, yes, you can bring your kids, but it's no different than going to a restaurant. Yes, if
Yeah,
you're at the table and you have a little grass area and they're hanging out, no problem.
yeah. Well,
But
that's like taking a kid to a state fair. If you don't have your hands on your kid, then don't be surprised if 10 minutes later you're running around saying, "Where's my kid?"
well, that's what I'm saying. And in this Epstein
It's
era
nuts.
age that we live in, kidnaps, it's not on, this is a situation that could have gone. I was watching this kid stand up on a table and there's a food truck and the table's kind of facing the back of it. He's picking up the artificial, like the rubber mulch,
Yeah, yeah,
he's throwing it at the food truck. Just so now and the parents were watching him. I looked at the kid, I said, don't do that. And the mom looked at me, I go, don't do that. And she's like, come here, honey. And I'm like,
right, right.
would you let him do this at your house? The answer is probably yes.
Yes.
But the other thing is, why? And then they get offended when like the owners come by or the bar manager or the servers come by and go, hey man, we can't have your kid doing that. They're like,
Yeah, yeah. Kids will just be kids.
I know. I don't understand it because when I was younger, that would never happen.
Well, you and I were raised under the word discipline. Your parents were responsible for you, and you were responsible for listening to your parents. And today it's absolutely the opposite. It's just let's take the kids out for a nice time. There's a concert. Let's go over to the concert hall. And then you forget about it. Turn the kids loose
And
and
you
all.
just enjoy your night.
Yeah,
And I get it because I'm not going to bash parents that can't find a babysitter, that can't afford a bit. I'm not. You have every right to go to a place where you can
absolutely.
experience some level of adult, but you also have to understand not everybody that's going there wants to babysit your kid. And also you have to respect the place. If, go out for a little bit. I've done it in the past when Luke was little, go out for a little bit, come home, put him to bed, finish the evening at the house. It's
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
being
You're
a
right.
parent. It's part of the sacrifice. If you didn't want to lose your Saturday night, you shouldn't popped out a baby.
Yeah. Or get that babysitter and then you go out and have a good time. And
Yeah,
the
and
kid will
but
probably have just as much fun sitting on the couch with a babysitter watching a
yeah.
movie.
And I get it, like, cool, you're letting the kid get out into the air and run and all that. They're not in front of a tablet, but you can't sacrifice the tablet for letting them destroy a multi-million dollar facility. Like, it's
And
crazy to me.
yeah, the picture that you're painting is like a childhood dog park.
Yes.
You take your dog to a dog park, you open up the gate, and you just let your dog run. And if the dog gets into trouble with another dog, and all you react and you try and break them up. So it's the same thing. You go someplace where you see all these other kids and you turn your kids loose, and all of a sudden, if a couple of them are pushing each other, now you got the parents who are trying to put the blame on the other parents.
That's the thing. And like, I get
It's
it.
crazy.
Kids are kids. I can't even be mad at the kids because nobody's telling them what to do. Here's my thing. There are several places that I've gone with Luke that are kind of like that. They've set up areas for kids to run, and maybe me and my buddy and his daughter go, or what have you, and we'll let them. We are right there by them. We're watching them.
Yeah.
They're in that area. Even then, I'm like, okay, there's a level of running that's cool. There's a level of stuff that's not cool. You know, go to one of those places. There's a place in Frisco or in McKinney called the Yard. And that is very much a family friendly. Like they set up games, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
After a certain time at night, it ain't no more family. Okay. So
Yep.
you want to go experience and have a mimosa while your kid plays giant Jenga? Cool. But be responsible. These parents are completely like they have this self-entitlement that they're allowed to do everything without any consequences, and it shows on their children.
Yeah. Uh, Lauren and I went out for dinner the other night to a nice restaurant, not a burger place, a nice restaurant, and there was a family that was at a table, probably about eight, nine of them, and one was a small kid, probably about 4 or 5 years old. This kid just got such a big thrill out of screaming.
Oh,
He was
great.
just screaming. And every time he screamed, somebody at the table would laugh at what he was doing. So what did he do? He kept on
Kept it going.
screaming. And everybody else in the room is looking over there to say, "Hey parents, your kid is screaming. Can't you put a
Yeah,
lid on it?"
right.
But somewhere along the line, people say, "Let's have a child." And then you have the child, and isn't he cute? And then once the child gets up and starts using those legs, it's like, let them go, let them
Uh,
burn off steam, but you lose sight of them. And like you said
yes,
earlier, you'd realize that if there's somebody that's a perpetrator that is looking to kidnap a kid, it can happen while you blink your eyes.
it happens every day in every
Every
city.
day all over the country. and
And you
and
think they're going to find him? Because let's be real. No offense to the cops that work hard out there, but it's not like our government is into protecting children anyway. So, you
yeah,
know,
and believe me, it can happen in an instant and you don't know. And then all of a sudden mom looks at dad and said, "Where's Johnny?
yeah.
He was just here. Where's
They're,
Johnny?" And they're running around crazy, and then they're blaming the
the
establishment.
establishment and everybody else, they're on their third beer in 30 minutes and they ain't
Yeah.
seen Johnny,
Yeah.
like
I thought you were watching. No, you were watching them.
it's ridiculous, man. And it makes people like me, and I think it makes even people that were in my group who some of them don't have kids, they're like, I don't want to be like, I got to be honest with you. I like this place. I will be back. I like the people that own it. I'm not bashing them.
Yeah.
I do business with them on a daily basis, but I don't want to go back anytime soon because I don't want to deal with that. And I'm not, and
Yeah.
here's the thing. I make the choice not to bring Luke there. Not that it would be bad. There's good food and he could listen to me, but this is my adult time. You have to separate that. I'm
Right.
not
Right.
bringing him there.
And you get more out of it if you go when it's one-on-one time with Luke.
100%. I don't,
You know.
when I'm having my time with Luke, I don't need to go have my adult time with my friends.
Yeah.
They can wait. I'm not saying it's not okay to bring your son to an event with your friends so he can get to know him. There's nothing wrong with that. But the people that he knows, they're cool and they'll come over and we'll cook and hang out on the patio and
Yeah. Yeah.
they get how I operate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'll say, hey, let's go to a park. Let's bring a bunch of food. And let's go to the park so Luke can hang out with so and so and so and so. We'll sit on the picnic tables and chill out.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's
But
stressful.
it is. But we all have to be more responsible for who we are and who we're responsible for.
Hmm.
So, all right, God, make it a good one. Come back, see us again next week. We'll be right here Tuesday morning, 8 a.m.
See
Bye.
you guys.